The xenobiology lecture hall aboard the Galactic Academy station hummed with the soft chatter of 100 different species. Harriet sat near the back, her human frame dwarfed by the towering krill beside her and the gelatinous mass of a Warthen student oozing across 3 seats to her left. She tapped her stylus against her datapad, half listening as Professor Z, a mantis-like threen with iridescent wings, droned on about apex predators. As we have discussed, Zilnax clicked, his mandibles working in that unsettling way that still made Harriet's skin crawl after 3 semesters. An apex predator is the ultimate evolutionary achievement of any ecosystem, a singular species, honed by millions of years, standing alone at the top of the food chain. Thomas, sitting 2 rows ahead, caught Harriet's eye and smirked. She knew that look. He was about to say something that would either get them both in trouble or make the entire class question everything they thought they knew about Earth. Zilnax projected a hologram of a krill hunting beast, all scales and teeth and murderous intent, the shadow maw of Krillex Prime, undisputed apex predator of its world for 15 million years. Each world, each ecosystem, produces one such perfect killer. Thomas's hand shot up, double quotes, yes, Cadet Thomas. Zilnax's compound eyes swiveled toward him. Professor, that's not entirely accurate, at least not for Earth. Thomas stood, and Harriet could see several alien students turning to stare. Humans were still a relative novelty in the Academy, their species having only joined the galactic community 70 years prior. Zilnax's antennae twitched with curiosity. Explain. Well, sir, Earth doesn't have just one apex predator. We have dozens, maybe hundreds, depending on how you count. The lecture hall fell silent. A Vorthen burbled in confusion. The krill student beside Harriet rumbled deep in his chest, a sound that indicated disbelief. Impossible, Zilnax stated flatly. Ecological balance would not permit. I can prove it, Thomas interrupted, and Harriet winced. Interrupting a professor was a severe breach of protocol in Threen culture. But Thomas was already pulling up his own datapad, fingers flying across the holographic interface. May I, Professor? Zilnax gestured with one spindly arm, curiosity apparently overriding offense. The main display flickered, and suddenly a massive great white shark materialized in the air, jaws agape, frozen mid-breach. Several students gasped. This is a great white shark, apex predator of Earth's oceans. 400 million years of evolution, can detect a single drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Bite force of 18,000 newtons. He swiped, and the image changed to a polar bear, massive and terrible in its white fury. Polar bear, apex predator of Earth's Arctic regions, can smell prey from over a kilometer away through ice and snow. Strong enough to decapitate a seal with one swipe. Another swipe. A saltwater crocodile, ancient and armored. Saltwater crocodile, apex predator of coastal and river systems, survived the extinction event that killed the dinosaurs. Bite force of 16,000 newtons, can hold prey underwater until it drowns. The images came faster now. Tigers, lions, wolves, eagles, orcas, each one a perfectly evolved killing machine, each one dominant in its domain. This is troubling, Zilnax admitted, his wings fluttering in agitation. Such competition should have led to ecological collapse. How does your world maintain balance? Harriet decided to join in, standing from her seat. That's the thing, Professor. They don't really compete. Earth is diverse enough that each predator has its own niche. Different environments, different prey, different hunting strategies. But surely, a Vorthen student gurgled, one must be superior, one must dominate. Thomas grinned, and Harriet knew what was coming. She'd had this exact conversation with him over drinks last month. Oh, there is one that dominates, Thomas said quietly, but we haven't gotten to it yet. He pulled up a new image, a human, just a human, standing in primitive clothing, holding a simple spear. I don't understand, Zilnax said. You are showing us your own species. Humans are not. We are persistence hunters, Professor, Harriet said, her voice carrying across the silent hall. We don't have the speed of a cheetah or the strength of a bear or the jaws of a shark, but we have something better, endurance. Humans can run for days. We can track wounded prey across continents, following blood trails and broken branches. We simply don't stop. Thomas brought up a video, ancient footage from Earth's Serengeti. A human hunter, nearly naked in the scorching sun, jogging steadily after a kudu antelope. The antelope was faster, much faster, but every time it stopped to rest, there was the human, still coming, tireless and inevitable. Hours passed and the antelope stumbled, exhausted, overheated. The human struck. We sweat. Harriet continued. Most predators pant to cool down, but we sweat, which means we can cool ourselves while still moving. We literally ran our prey to death. That's horrifying, someone whispered. But that's not even the scary part, Thomas said. He pulled up another image, a human with a bow, then a human with a rifle, then a human in a fighter jet. We learned to make tools. We learned to throw spears with accuracy from 100 meters. We tamed wolves and turned them into hunting partners. We invented agriculture, metallurgy, chemistry, physics. We didn't just adapt to our environment, we conquered it. And every other apex predator on our world, Harriet added. They survive because we allow them to. We've created reserves, protection laws, conservation efforts. The only reason sharks and bears and tigers still exist is because we decided they should. Zilnax was quiet for a long moment, his antennae drooping. When he spoke, his voice was subdued. So humans are the apex predator of Earth. Technically yes, Thomas said, but it's more complicated than that. We're also prey sometimes. Sharks attack swimmers, bears maul hikers. We're part of the ecosystem, not separate from it. We just happen to be very, very good at surviving. A Krill student spoke up, his voice deep and rumbling. My species prides itself on our warrior tradition. We are taught that the Shadow Maw is the ultimate killer, the perfect predator. He paused. But the Shadow Maw could not build a starship, could not leave its world, could not stand here, among the stars. Every species here has transcended their predators, Harriet said gently. The difference is that humanity transcended itself. We were our own greatest threat, and we overcame that too. Zilnax began to speak, stopped, then started again. Class dismissed. I need to reconsider my lecture materials. As the students filed out, murmuring in a dozen languages and communication methods, Thomas fell into step beside Harriet. Think we scared them? He asked. Harriet smiled. Probably. But they needed to understand, we're not here to dominate the galaxy. We already learned that lesson on Earth. Yeah, Thomas agreed. We learned it the hard way. They walked in comfortable silence toward the cafeteria, to humans among the stars, carrying with them the legacy of a world so fierce that it had forged a species capable of mercy.